Hi, I'm Brendan Poe, owner of the CycleCraft Cycling Center, and this is my Fit Lab. If you're watching this video, you're probably interested in getting a bike fit, or have some questions about getting a bike fit. You may be a new rider looking for the ideal bike, or you may be an experienced athlete looking to increase the comfort and efficiency on your machine. The thing about bike fit is that, like so much of the other things you find on the internet these days, there's a lot of information out there. Some of it's good, some of it's not so good. We put this video together to help you sort out the noise from the information that's actually meaningful. These days, it seems like most bike shops have some sort of bike fitting tools, many provided by bike manufacturers as sales tools to help them move bikes. The first thing I want to get out of the way, though, is pointing out that wherever you get your bike fitting done, the tools don't do the bike fit, the fitter does. Here at the CycleCraft Fit Lab, we have state-of-the-art tools for gathering the data we need for finding your ideal position on your bike. But the most important reason to come to the CycleCraft Fit Lab is the depth of experience and knowledge of our bike fitters. I've been doing bike fits for over 20 years and I have quite a bit of training under my belt. But in my quest to provide the best possible experience for our clients, I partnered with Tim Daugherty of Fit First Solutions to add even more horsepower to our Fit Lab. Tim's deep knowledge and understanding as the result of thousands of bike fits has made him one of the best fit specialists I've ever come across. So Tim, when did you start doing bike fits and why do you keep doing it today?
I started doing bike fits a little over 20 years ago. I started doing it because I wanted to help others, because I'd seen how someone had helped me. I continue doing it because I continue wanting to help others and having aha moments with everyone I work with.
Awesome. I know that you and I share the fit first philosophy on getting a bike fit before you purchase a new bike, but we do a lot of fit work for people who already have a bike as well. Who really needs a bike fit in your mind?
Anyone who's pedaling a bicycle needs a bike fit. If you want to get the most out of what you already own or what you're about to own, or just have a great time and make sure it's a safe way to go about it, we're here to help.
Fantastic. So what do you think are some of the biggest misconceptions about bike fitting?
That everyone has to look a certain way on their bike, that everybody has to be in this one place and we need to look like this, and I have to be able to not see my front hub through my handlebar, or my knee needs to be over my pedal, or there's a certain angle that I'm looking to hit with someone's knee or hip or ankle. I don't believe in that.
So what is your approach to doing good fit work?
My approach to doing good fit work is similar to construction. You have to have a valid and firm foundation to move forward and build the house of fit off of that, which means understand who you're working with, understand their patterns of movement, understand their range of motion, understand their functional symmetry or lack thereof, and understand what they've come here to work with you on.
Fantastic. So what advantages do you think you have working here in the CycleCraft Fit Lab?
At the CycleCraft Fit Lab, we have access to anything we need to use to complete the process at that time, which is wonderful. There's an excellent staff here. We have all the resources as far as components are concerned. We have the most up-to-date technology to work with, ranging from a CompuTrainer, which has been around for a long time, to Guru Dynamic Fit Unit, all the way up to really cutting-edge 3D motion capture from Fit for Bike, which is our friend in the background, the skeleton there, and the information and metrics that are provided with that system.
You can see him pedaling back there in the background. So, and I know we added that Fit for Bike 3D motion capture the last year. I guess last summer is when you started operating with that. How did you decide that the Fit for Bike 3D motion capture was the right one? I mean, I know there's a lot of systems out there. There's Retool and Dartfish and a number of other ones. What is it about this one that makes it work for us?
The systems that you've mentioned are from generations ago. They were great when they came out. They were the best. So at that time, that's what one would purchase. These days things have changed a little. The trickle down of technology has allowed me to purchase a system that basically provides a lot more information than anything else on the market. It allows us to see the entire body in motion at 100 frames a second. So we can gather a lot of information about how someone is moving, or how they're stable, or what's going on with all of their joints in real time, where with the other systems that you've mentioned, and frankly everything else offered in North America, it's one side of the body, which is only 50% of the equation. So that means that we have to scan one side of you, and then scan the other side of you, and then combine the information, which the systems don't combine the information for starters. So we're really not getting a great picture with the other motion capture systems on the market. So this is a complete tool that provides objective data in order to do the best work that we can do.
So, and one thing that I've had other fitters actually say to me, believe it or not, is that, for example, they're using a video capture like a dartfish, and they say, well, it's not really that accurate, but it really wows the customer. I mean, they're kind of using it as window dressing sometimes to drive the fit. It doesn't sound to me like this Fit for Bike 3D system is like that. I mean, I feel like we're getting real data out of the system. Would that be correct?
That is correct. It's a real tool that provides real data. Yes, it does wow the client as well, but it provides us with pure objective data about what we're doing. Allows us to prove what we're doing and do greater refinement than what I can see with any other system or even my eye, and then look at the data and the metrics to compare that it really is working or it's not.
And one of the things I've you and I have discussed in bike fits is that, in the old days it was kind of a, it was a black art. It'd be kind of like, yeah, it looks about right. But one of the things that we realize with this is that we're able to prove out with data the results that we're getting with the rider. So it's your experience that is getting people to the position and working through their issues and working with them. But we're looking at the data that's being provided by the system and saying, okay, yeah, this is working or this is not working.
That is correct. We start in a subjective manner here, and we use objective information and data to prove what we're doing as we go through this process. So it has to work subjectively, it has to work objectively, it has to be comfortable to our client. Everything has to gel together, and I'm interested in raising the bar of work, which is why I made the investment in the system. This is not a game of smoke and mirrors. This is an actual process to get to the end of the process. We use the best tools to do it.
Awesome. And I know a tool that we don't use that I've been seeing in some other fit studios is pressure mapping. There's a mat that you put onto the saddle, or sometimes even putting inside the shoe with a little wire hanging out the back, and they're measuring how much pressure you're putting in a particular spot, either on your saddle or in your shoes. What is it about that? I mean, we don't use it here, and I don't necessarily think it's an effective tool. But can you explain a little bit about why that's not necessarily a good thing to have, or not that it's a bad thing to have, but why it's not necessary?
I feel that pressure maps are just showing us about pressure. They're not providing us with objective data about why that pressure is in that place. So we are looking at foundational issues of why that pressure would be in that place when we work here. The pressure map is a very small part of the equation that shows someone about pressure but doesn't give a foundational reason. So I want to get to the heart of the issue, which frankly we'll usually find out before we even get close to the bike through our pre-fit assessment that we've done on the ground with them walking in a variety of ways. Before we even get close to the bike, we'll understand what the foundational issues are, and we'll use the information from our 3D motion capture because it's objective data. It doesn't matter where you sit. Pressure is only one small part of the equation. We have to know what to do with it and why is that pressure there. So that's where we're going with it, a lot deeper than the pressure map.
And in terms of the process, I remember I had my bike refit again last summer. I was having some issues, and I went through the process, and we used the 3D, and we were able to identify, some of the things that were going on while I was on the bike. But one of the things that I did do, even before I got near the bike, was we went through. I think we spent more time on the physical evaluation than we actually did on the bike. What's the component there that when you do the assessment ahead of time? How is that impacting what you're looking at when we get on the bike?
That's a great question. For many years, I've worked with many people, and when you see a lot of people for many years, you establish patterns that you see. If you see this, that means we're going to get that. So by understanding how people move, their patterns of movement, how they rest, what's up with their muscular stability, their functional movements, their functional symmetry or lack thereof, we're going to have a lot of information to move forward with before we've even gotten to the actual let's have you pedal and move some things around. So my knowledge of doing over 20 years of bike fit as a profession and seeing more than a couple hundred people per year really has helped me build the direction of where I go with each client.
Terrific. Hey, so another question I get a lot from people is, once they've decided that they should get a bike fit, how often should someone be getting fit work on their bike? I mean, is it a kind of one and done and they're good forever, or? What do you really recommend?
Well, I wish it was that way, but it really isn't. People are evolving over time. No one's the same today as they are in 5, 6, 7 years, 2 years, 3 years. People change. It could be from their pattern of life, be it if you're sitting and now you've changed to a standing job, if you've done a lot more mileage this year on your bike, if you've started another activity. I think somewhere about 80% of our clients return for follow-up work, be it within our follow-up period within the fit or the following year or so. I like to reach out, see how things are going, but most times people come back. The goal is to make sure everything's rolling smoothly, not to bop them in the head with another giant fee or, not that we even charge that, but my point is we're not looking to say everyone needs to come here every year and get a fit, but it does make sense to reassure the client that this is really what's working for you. So we book follow-up work in order to confirm, and then I'd say about every 2 or 3 years we get clients coming back for another full fit to start from fresh, or if we've had an injury, or if we're changing genres. So for instance, my road bike fit is different than my mountain bike fit, and if I want to ride both bikes and be comfortable, we should look at you on both bikes.
And that's something that people often ask for, is that they've purchased a road bike and now they decide they either want to do a triathlon or they've got a long ride where they want to lay down on the bike and they want to buy clip-on aero bars. And they say, well, I can just spend $100 and I can bolt clip-on aero bars onto my bike.
You definitely can.
You definitely can do that. I can tell by your expression that you don't think that's a terrific idea. What are some of the things that are changing, when you go from a road bike genre position to getting into that aerodynamic, kind of laying down into an aero bar position?
Well, when you talk about triathlon and aero bar position versus road bike position, we're looking for different muscle recreation. We're looking for different purpose and intent. It's not just we put a bar on, we say put your hands here and ride. We need to be able to make sure this is going to be a safe, comfortable, and efficient position for the purpose. The purpose could be a sprint tri. The purpose could be an Ironman. The fit would be very different from a road bike with both of those. So we want to make sure it is where it should be for the client and their objectives, which is sometimes different than where we first started. Hence them coming in to do work by the hour, or maybe a different fit to make sure we can get it all working correctly for them.
Terrific. So basically, as we evolve, our bodies change, our fit process, it's an ongoing thing. We always want to make sure that we're staying connected with our body and staying connected with our bike. So I guess the one major thing I'd like to know from you is, what's the one thing that you want everyone to take away about Bike Fit?
We're here to help. We're not here to push. We're here to work with you to get to where you should be so you can maximize your fun and your potential on your bicycle in a safe manner.
I like fun.
I like that too.
Well, I hope that gives you some insight about what we do here at the CycleCraft Fit Lab. I know there are a lot of providers out there offering some type of bike fit service, but before you make any decisions, stop by and chat with us a bit before you choose. I think you'll find that our data-driven, no BS approach will get you where you need to be. In fact, I guarantee it. Thanks for watching, and if you have any questions or would like to schedule an appointment, give me a call here at 973-227-4462 or email me at brendan@cyclecraft.com.